Welcome to my class. Today I will be taking a small topic in plant anatomy. Plant anatomy is a branch of botany that deals with the internal structure, internal features of various parts of the plant, just like stem, root, leaves, seeds, fruits, like this. Internal structure means with what type of tissues they are made up of, what is the arrangement of the tissues, what functions do they carry, on the whole, these tissues, how do they help in performing the function of that particular plant body. These aspects will be dealt in plant anatomy. In today's class, we will discuss about organization of vascular bundles. These vascular bundles are present in root, stem, leaves, every part of the plant, because these are the organs which supply water, minerals, the photosynthetic nutrients, carbohydrates, other nutrients required for various parts of the plant. Just like in our body, the blood vessels, the vascular bundles also perform the function of transport or perform the function of conduct. Now first let us see the terminology and different types of definitions, terminology, that the common words which we use while dealing with plant anatomy, especially vascular bundles, and their definitions, explanation. What is that? First, primary xylem, secondary xylem. The xylem that is present before the secondary growth is known as primary xylem. Some plants, trees, perennial plants, they after 1 or 2 years they go for secondary growth. The xylem that is present before the secondary growth is known as primary xylem. The xylem formed during the secondary growth is known as secondary xylem. During the secondary growth, because as the plant grows, it requires extra xylem elements. The new xylem is formed from the cambium. Such type of cambium formed later on, which is not present from the beginning, is known as secondary xylem. Then protoxylem, metaxylem. Protoxylem, metaxylem. Even in the primary xylem, some xylem elements, tracheids, trachea, vessels, these are formed in the very beginning. They are called protoxylem. And as the plant grows from seedling stage to the young stage, the new elements, xylem elements, are formed, tracheids and vessels. That is called metaxylem. Initial stages, the xylem formed in the beginning, in the initial stages, is called primary xylem. The xylem formed later on is called metaxylem. Then how to differentiate? The protoxylem elements lumen will be small. For example, if you take like this is a protoxylem in cross section as well. Metaxylem elements will be like this. The lumen, this part, lumen, this is called lumen, is larger in metaxylem. In protoxylem, this lumen will be smaller. So thus we can differentiate. Then Endarch, Exarch. Endo, inside, exarch outside. Now suppose you take the cross section of a dicot stem. So this is vascular bundle, this is steel, vascular bundles. These are vascular bundles. Xylem, phloem will be present. Suppose here, if you take the xylem, if the protoxylem is present towards the pith, that is called endarch. Protoxylem towards center or towards the pith region. The metaxylem will be present towards outside. Just like this, suppose if I take this, this is protoxylem, metaxylem. The protoxylem smaller elements will be towards the center, towards the pith. Metaxylem elements will be towards the cambium or phloem or towards the cortex. This type of arrangement of xylem elements is known as endarch. Endarch condition is always found in stems. Whether it is dicot or monocot, the endarch condition is found in stems. Exarch, like this, suppose if this is the vascular bundle, then exarch condition here this is protoxylem, this is metaxylem. Protoxylem towards the cortex region, towards the pericycle endodermis, away from the center, whereas metaxylem will be towards the pith region, center. This is called exarch. Exa endo indicate the position of the protoxylem. Protoxylem towards inside, protoxylem towards outside. Exarch condition is always found in monocot, in roots, both dicot and monocot. So again, in order to clearly, this is say xylem region, this is see, this is endarch, this is exarch. Endarch condition is found in stems, dicot stems, monocots. Exarch condition is always found in roots, dicot roots, monocot roots. Then vascular bundles. So this is a dicot stem cross section, epidermis, cortex, then endodermis, then stele. In the stele, outermost layer of the cells is known as pericycle. These are vascular bundles. The vascular bundles here in dicot stem, they are arranged just like a ring around the pith. What are vascular bundles? Vascular bundles contain xylem, phloem, and sometimes the cambium. You know the functions of the xylem. Xylem conducts the water and minerals. Phloem conducts the ready-made food materials like carbohydrates. Xylem always upward direction, phloem downward direction. Then cambium, xylem, phloem, cambium. Cambium is a meristematic tissue whose cells can repeatedly divide according to the requirement of the plant. They can divide, and according to the requirement they can give to the xylem add to the tissues to the xylem, add to the tissues to the phloem. Secondary xylem, secondary phloem. So a typical vascular bundles, so this vascular bundle contains phloem, cambium, this is xylem. Three types of tissues. Phloem usually towards outer side, xylem towards the pith region. In between there is cambium. No, but in some the cambium will be absent. Only xylem phloem will be present. This is phloem, this is xylem. Then if cambium is present, that vascular bundle will be known as open vascular bundle. Open for growth. Why it is called open? It is open for growth. It can add secondary xylem, secondary phloem. If cambium absent, closed. Cambium absent, closed. Now here cambium present, cambium absent. So open, closed. When do we say vascular bundle open? If cambium is present between the xylem and phloem. If cambium is absent, that is called closed for secondary growth, no secondary growth. If cambium is absent, no secondary growth. Then conjoint radial. Look at here. This is a cambium, this is a P phloem, this is X xylem, this is a C cambium. Now this is central point. If you draw a radial line like this, on the same radial line, xylem, cambium, phloem lie. The same radial line, like this. Then it will be called as conjoint. Same radial line they lie. Xylem, phloem, cambium. Suppose you hypothetical radial line, if you draw, then we will see the xylem, phloem, cambium on the same line. Such vascular bundles are called conjoint. But in some, what happens? Suppose in roots, this is a stele, this is a pericycle, xylem, this is xylem. Which type of xylem? Exarch type of xylem. Then this is phloem. So that means xylem and phloem do not lie on the same radial line. They are different on different radial lines. In between the phloem and xylem, there will be parenchymatous pith. So such type of vascular bundles are called radial. These are conjoint. If xylem, phloem, cambium fall on the same radial line, conjoint. Then radial. Conjoint always found in stems. Radial, roots. Conjoint, stem, radial, roots. Then sometimes another word is used, collateral. So they are lying side by side. Suppose if cambium is absent, let us assume that cambium is absent. The xylem and phloem are present on side by side. Then they will be, it is called collateral. On side by side. Now bicollateral, a special type of vascular bundle. A special type of vascular. So this is a vascular bundle. This is a cambium. This is also cambium. This is xylem. This is phloem. This is. So two cambia will be present. So you can take, this is one vascular bundle, this is another vascular bundle. So this type of vascular bundles, xylem, phloem, 2, cambium also 2, such type of vascular bundles are known as bicollateral vascular bundles. These are found in Cucurbits, Cucurbitaceous families members. So because of the fact, bicollateral vascular bundles, they are able to grow as twiners. They creep. So their flexibility will be more. So such type of vascular bundles are known as bicollateral vascular. I think now you have followed primary xylem, secondary xylem, present before secondary growth, present after secondary growth, protoxylem, metaxylem, protoxylem, metaxylem, Endarch, protoxylem towards the center, Exarch towards outside. Exo means outside. Vascular bundles, discrete structures formed by the union of xylem, phloem and also cambium. Then open, closed. If cambium present, open, cambium absent, closed. Conjoint. If in the vascular bundle, if xylem and phloem fall on the same radial line, arranged on the same radial line, conjoint. On different radial lines separated by pith region, it is radial. Conjoint stem, radial roots. Collateral, side by side, bicollateral, 2 xylems, 2 phloems, this type of arrangement, 2 cambia. It is found especially in Cucurbitaceous members. So this type of terminology is important. Now, finally, if you take in stems, generally the vascular bundles are conjoint, open, but not in monocots. Root, here they are arrangement of xylem, phloem in vascular bundle, radial and closed. As far as the xylem is concerned, here it is Endarch, here it is Exarch. In stems, conjoint, open. Xylem, Endarch. Vascular bundle, you cannot say xylem, vascular bundle is Endarch. Xylem is Endarch. Radial closed, in root, radial closed. Cambium absent, Exarch. Here also conjoint, collateral, open. So this is important from examination point of view. Okay, thank you. I think you have followed the lecture.